Terrell Owens is a six-time Pro Bowler, and he's the only NFL player in history to score not one, but 2 touchdowns against every team. That's 32 teams. And he's here in our studio today. Terrell, thank you so much for being at What's Trending.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Now, is your knee doing better? Finally, I know we had to make you go up some stairs.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough. I'm healthy enough to go up some stairs, and actually the rehab process it's been grueling, but overall it's been very challenging, and I'm getting better, week to week. So I would say, give or take a month or so, I'll be back on the field.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, and you've been bringing fans along the rehab journey through your videos and your tweets
right.
and everything.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's been, wondering if I've retired, because obviously since the news broke that I had surgery, everybody's kind of been wondering, is this the end of my career? Am I retiring? Am I coming back? So as of right now, there's no retirement papers filed. I'm just rehabbing, doing everything that I can to get back on the football field. And so, again, as the world has seen through my tweets and video, I am back on track, and I'll be back on the field soon.
Yeah, is it going to be one of those things where you use your Twitter just to announce it all? Or the show?
Oh yeah, I already have my tweet ready to go when I'm ready to go.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Interesting. All right, so you have been doing other things though in the meantime. You have your VH1 reality show.
Yeah,
which is in its 3rd season.
Exactly. It airs on Monday nights, 9:30, 8:30 Central Time. So again, 3rd season. This year's been a challenge. Considering a lot of unexpected things to happen with my knee, a lot of things with my financial situation.
What made you want to do a reality show?
Well, I think they know how I've been so misunderstood throughout my career about who I am as a person, my character, how the media has portrayed me in the locker rooms, this and that, and so they felt like this was sort of like an avenue to really show people a different side of who I am, really kind of get into what I do on an everyday basis, because I think as a fan, who wouldn't want to know what a Michael Jordan does every day, or
of course,
or Usher, what you do every day.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
A lot of fans out there.
Oprah, so I mean, so it really just sheds light on the fact that regardless of how you may see us, if you think we're celebrities, pop stars, no matter what the case may be, we're still human.
Well, you're also moving into the acting world. Dysfunctional Friends, with your cameo in that. Is that what we're going to see you doing more?
Well, yeah.
What's going on with Terrell the actor?
Well, I've done a few things here and there. This is what I've tried to transition into, and so I've done a few things. I just taped Necessary Roughness. Did an episode with Good Christian Bells that's going to be airing.
Do you take acting classes?
No.
I want to see you in an acting class.
No. Funny thing is, I haven't taken any acting classes, but everybody that I've gone in and I've done work for, they've been very pleased. And so, again, this is something I feel like I'm sort of a natural with, but I know I need to take more classes just to kind of, be involved and really pursue the craft wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Do you play fantasy football?
Yeah, I'm currently playing with Yahoo Fantasy Football League.
So who are your top picks?
I got a couple of good quarterbacks, and I got a couple of sleepers.
Okay.
I did get Aaron Rodgers, I think, and Ryan Fitzpatrick and Drew Brees, and I got some formidable running backs. So I mean, these guys are they can be interchangeable, because with those positions you get banged up a lot. Got a few key receivers.
Are you one of those intense fantasy guys? Because we have those in our office. I don't get the whole fantasy football thing.
No, this is my first time really getting involved in it. Usually I'm somebody else's fantasy.
Yes.
That's however you want to take it.
Yeah. Totally.
So other than that, I wanted to do something fun.
Now, John Runyon compared you to Michelle Bachmann, or Michelle Bachmann to you actually, and you tweeted about it. You were all into that. Were you surprised about those comments?
No, not really. I mean, I think honestly, I took it with a grain of salt. I'm actually flattered. Obviously, however you want to take it, good or bad. But I guess, I mean, if your name is mentioned, in somewhat of a political standpoint, then I mean, I guess you can say you've made it. So Other than that, I don't really get into politics too much. But you know, coming from John Runyon, who was a former teammate of mine in Philly, so you know, interesting.
Well, you did tweet about perhaps running for president, which I'm sure you were very serious about that.
Exactly. You know, next few terms or whatever, I may, you know, seriously consider. Not.
So we won't see anything political in your future.
No.
So there's been a lot of news articles talking about your tweets and how you're just very into social networking. What got you into being online and being so active online?
Well, I think it really started, I think, with MySpace. And I think, you know, it kind of, you know, just kind of transferred and, from there. So I think everybody went from the MySpace world and everybody went to Facebook. And then obviously when Twitter hit, you know, it was kind of like, you know, this was the it thing. And so I didn't really know too much about it, as everybody else does when they get on it. I'm like, well, you know, I don't want everybody following me, knowing where I am, this and that. But, you know, I'm a character when it comes to, you know, being involved with the fans and trying to, you know, interact with those fans. And so it's been an avenue where it's been great. You know, it can be good or bad. Obviously, you're going to have people that like you, dislike you. But overall, it's been, you know, I feel like I've had a great fan following. And
Has that helped you grow your fan base?
Well, it has, and I think even with my reality show, that has, you know, created a different fan base than I thought I would ever have. And then obviously with that, and then obviously with Twitter, Facebook, or what have you, you know, I just reached the million.
High fives to that, the million mark.
Exactly. So
it must feel really special when that happens.
Yeah, it does. I wish I would have reached it sooner, but I mean, when I first started, I was increasing fans by the thousands, like every other week.
I'm surprised. I don't know why.
So it was interesting to see, you know, how my followers grew, like every week, every month.
Who do you like to follow?
I follow, you know what? I follow, you know, a lot, you know, some celebrities, and honestly, I follow a lot of fans that send me, like, you know, that ask me different, you know, sincere questions, or if I get in a deep conversation or what have you, you know, with fans or what have you, or it just could be a casual conversation that goes on and on and on, and then I get everybody chiming in on the conversation. And then there are some, you know, sentimental tweets that I kind of, you know, gravitate to as well. So, you know, it's been fun.
So who are your favorite celebrities to follow?
Favorite, Lil Wayne, following Shaq. I've been trying to get Brooke Burke to follow me for the longest. She just won't follow me for some odd reason.
What's the deal, Brooke Burke?
I don't know. I'm good friends with her husband, David Charvet. I met him, and I've gone to Dancing with the Stars, where, you know, I've met Brooke and, you know, ran into her and her husband on the plane a few times, and I've sent out tweets for her to follow me.
What's the deal?
No follow. So, you know, Paris Hilton. I mean, I follow, you know, a number of celebrities.
All right, well, we actually do have some Twitter questions.
Okay.
At Sports Marketing Maven, personal favorite celebration?
I would probably say the pom-poms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was, I remember that game. We were playing the Green Bay Packers. I had just caught a long pass. It was raining. I kind of dragged the guy into the end zone, and, you know, just spur of the moment, I just kind of spotted a cheerleader and grabbed the pom-poms, and I, you know, did my thing.
All right, well, we have another one from @Root53. The best player he's ever played?
I would probably have to say Deion Sanders. You know, played against him early in my career. You know, there's a number of great players that I played against. You think about a guy like, you know, Ray Lewis. Who else? Champ Bailey. So these are some of the notable guys that just come right off the top of my head.
Terrell Owens, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Banking practices and government lawsuits might not be your fantasy topic, but they are vital to understanding our nation's economy. Our friends at Column 5 show us the importance of recent lawsuits filed by federal regulators against 17 financial institutions.